day and welcome to our daily news roundup on Atlantic TV. I'm Mike Egobadia. Here are our top stories. President Tinubu begins UK visit Tuesday. The Senate confirms Magnus Abbey as NUPRC board chair. State controls 78% of public spending, says Bagudu. On the foreign scene, United States Security Service begins major recruitment drive. And federal government rewards D-Tigers with houses and honors after Tinubu pledge. Now to the news in full. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will depart Abuja today for a state visit to the United Kingdom, invited by King Charles III and Queen Camilla. The visits, or rather the first of such visit by a Nigerian leader in 37 years. The president will be joined by First Lady Oluremi Tinubu and key members of his cabinet to strengthen bilateral relations with the UK, focusing on immigration, trade, investment, and cultural exchange. He will also be hosted at the Windsor Castle from March 18 to 19 to view a special exhibition from the Royal Collection relating to Nigeria. Now, during the visit, President Tinubu will hold a bilateral meeting with British Prime Minister Keir Starmer at 10 Downing Street and witness the signing of a 746 million euros financing deal between the UK Export Finance and the Nigerian Port Authorities to support major port refurbishment. The visit will also see the signing of agreement on trade, investment, defense, and cultural cooperation. Now, members of the President delegation include the Senate President Godswill Akpabio, the Attorney General, and Minister of Finance, Trade, Culture, Defense, Communication, and senior security officials, reflecting the high-level nature of the visit aimed at boosting Nigeria-UK cooperation. A bomb explosion has rocked the Monday market area of Maiduguri in Borno State, leaving an unspecified number of people feared dead and several others injured. Now, the blast reportedly occurred at around 7:02 p.m. on Monday around Monday Market and near a security post at the University of Maiduguri Teaching Hospital. Now, confirming the incident, the head of operation of the Federal Fire Service in the state, Mohammed Karafa, said the emergency teams had been deployed to the scene to assess the situation. Eyewitness says several injured victims have been taken to the state specialist hospital for treatment, while rescue and assessment operations by emergency responders are still in search of survivors at the time of these reports. Number of casualties is yet to be ascertained. The Senate of Nigerians approved former Magnus Abbey as chairman of the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission. He was screened by the Senate Committee on Petroleum Resources Upstream before receiving lawmakers' approval. Abbey highlighted that rising global oil prices aimed around tension between Iran and the US present challenges and opportunities for Nigeria, including boosting marginal oil feeds, a pledge that the NUPRC board would strengthen the regulatory framework, tackle oil theft, and improve host communities under the Petroleum Industry Act. Other nominees, including Paul Jay-Z, called for modern metering, drones, and satellite surveillance to curb pipeline vandalism and crude oil discrepancies in the Niger Delta. Away from that, the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Professor Joash Amepiton, says credible elections are essential for national security and strengthening democracy in Nigeria. He made the remark on Monday at the INEC headquarters in Abuja while receiving a delegation from the Alumni Association of the Nigerian Institute of Security Studies led by the President Mike Ejiofor. Amepiton described the theme of the association's upcoming lecture, Credible Elections and National Security in Nigeria, as timely, noting that peaceful, free, and fair elections are key to national stability. He also reaffirmed INEC's commitment to working closely with security agencies to ensure smooth electoral processes. Ejiofor stressed the importance of collaboration between INEC and security professionals, especially as preparations for the 2027 general elections begin. He highlighted that the lecture would gather security experts, civil society actors, and electoral stakeholders to discuss strategies for safeguarding electoral integrity. Both INEC and the association pledge to continue dialogue and cooperation, emphasizing that secure and credible elections are foundational to Nigeria's democracy and progress. The lecture will feature former resident electoral commissioner Mike Guinea as a guest speaker. Well, the federal government says state governments account for about 48% of the total public expenditure in Nigeria, highlighting the need for stronger coordination across all tiers of government to achieve national development goals. Minister of Budget and Economic Planning Abubakar Bagudu made the disclosure while receiving the newly appointed Minister of State for Budget and Economic Planning, Dr. Doris Anita, who resumed duties on Monday. He stressed that effective policy coordination between federal, state, and local government is key to driving Nigerian economic growth. Bagudu also reaffirmed the government commitment to growing Nigeria's economy to about $1 trillion by 2030, aimed for sustained annual growth of 7%. He said the upcoming National Development Plan 2026-2030 will guide policy reforms, investment priorities, and develop initiatives across the country. Now, responding, Uzoka Anita noted that private sector participation will be critical, driving about 95% of the country's economic growth, while the government contributes the remaining 5%. She expressed confidence in achieving the $1 trillion economy through ongoing reforms and implementation of the National Development Plan. Still talking business, Nigeria has recorded about $96 billion in cryptocurrency and other virtual asset transactions. Now, according to Director General of the Securities and Exchange Commission, Nigeria, Emomotimi Agama. Now, he disclosed these are the stakeholders engagement organized by the Federal Ministry of Finance, Nigeria, in Abuja. Agama said the scale of activity in the digital asset space highlights the need for stronger regulation, noting that investments in Securities Act 2025 now empowers the Commission to oversee cryptocurrency and other emerging financial technologies. He added that the Nigerian capital market has continued to grow, with about 3.68 trillion naira in new issues approved in 2024, while market capitalization has risen significantly. The market also supported bank recapitalization, with over 30 banks raising funds to meet new requirements. The SEC boss warned Nigerians against fraudulent investment schemes, including proxy operations, urging investors to verify platforms before committing funds as the Commission intensifies effort to protect investors and strengthen confidence in the financial system. Without business news, we need to go on a break, but when we come back, more news across the globe as well as sport. Join us again.
Don't miss out on exciting news, events, and more. Stay connected by following us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at Atlantic Media and TV.
Nice to know you're still with us. The United States Security Service has announced a major recruitment drive offering incentive for up to $75,000 for individuals who join its ununiformed division. Now, in a notice shared on its official page on X, the agency said applications will now open to U.S. citizens aged 20 to 40 with a valid driver's license who can pass medical checks, background investigations, and qualify for top security or secret security clearance. Officers in the division responsible for protecting key government facilities, including the White House, the Vice President's residence at the United States Naval Observatory, and the United States Department of the Treasury Building, as well as foreign diplomatic missions in Washington, D.C. They may also support security operations involving the President, the Vice President, and visiting foreign leaders and serve in specified units such as counter-sniper teams, emergency response teams, and K9 units. Now, successful applicants will undergo entrance examination, interviews, background checks, and physical fitness tests before completing 13 weeks of training at the Federal Law Enforcement Training Center and 18 weeks of specialized training at the James J. Rowling Training Center in Maryland. The recruitment incentive of $75,000 will be paid in installments over 4 years, while new officers will earn annual salaries ranging from about $77,000 to $134,000, depending on experience. Still on the foreign scene, the Israeli airstrike has targeted 3 neighborhoods in Beirut and southern Lebanon as fighting intensified between Hezbollah and the Israeli army. Lebanese authorities report that more than 1 million people have been displaced since the conflict escalated over 2 weeks ago. Now, Lebanese state media said air raids struck Karaft and Haft-Kasht areas in Beirut and a residential building in Doha, One Ethiopian woman was wounded in the attack. Israel confirmed the strike, saying they targeted Hezbollah military infrastructures and issued evacuation warning for residents in the affected areas. Now, in southern Lebanon, Israeli jets also hit Blat Jebel and issued evacuation orders extending 40 kilometers from the border, with Defense Minister Israel Katz warning residents not to return until security in northern Israel is assured. The Israeli army has launched limited ground operations against Hezbollah and continues direct clash in border towns like Qam. Hezbollah has reportedly been firing around 100 rockets daily into Israel, sometimes alongside Iranian forces, sending thousands of Israelis into shelters. Meanwhile, Israel's position on potential negotiation over southern Lebanon remains uncertain, with officials indicating talks may begin in the coming days as a framework for possible withdrawal. And now, sports. Nigeria's women basketball team, the Tigers, has received the House's National Honor President or promised by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu following their victory at the 2025 FIBA Women's Afro Basketball in Cote d'Ivoire. The presentation was made in Lyon, France, the venue of the FIBA Women's World Cup qualifying tournament, by Chairman of the National Sport Commission, Shehu Diko, and the Commission's Director General Bukola Olakpade. Players and officials were presented with certificate for national honors and title documents for houses allocated to them in Abuja by the federal government. Diko said the gesture shows administration commitment to rewarding excellence and keeping his promise to Nigerian athletes. He noted that unlike in the past, when some pledges were delayed, the current government has acted promptly. He also assured the team that the cash rewards earlier promised by the president in the final stage and will be paid soon. Now, President of the Nigerian Basketball Federation, Musa Diko, or Kida rather, commended the president for prioritizing athletes with him. Head coach Rena Wakama and team captain Annie Okonkwo also expressed appreciation, pledging that the team will continue to make Nigeria proud. Still talking sports, Real Madrid star Kylian Mbappe is set to return from a knee injury as the Spanish giant aim to eliminate Manchester City in the Champions League last 16th second leg at the Etihad Stadium on Tuesday. Mbappe missed Real Madrid's 3-0 first league win over City in Madrid, but is ready to feature after scoring 38 goals in 33 appearances this season. The head coach Alvaro confirmed Mbappé's return and praised his importance to the team. England midfielder Jude Bellingham has also traveled with the squad while recovering from a hamstring injury, but will not play. Defender Antonio Rudiger says Real must stop Manchester City striker Erling Haaland from regaining form and described the upcoming duel as a physical and competitive challenge. Rudiger also addressed recent challenges or controversy over a challenge on Getafe defender Diogo Rico, insisting he plays tough but within boundaries, defending his combative style on the pitch. With that, to come to the end of the news right here on Atlantic TV, I will always emphasize that if you have any newsworthy report, we'll do well to send to our different social media platforms, and honestly, we'll oblige you. Thank you for being with us. I'm Mike Egobadia. Bye for now.